I have been watching The Loud House for years, and I have seen every single episode. But one has has made me uncertain about ones that will soon come. And it's this version of this one Loud House episode. It was known to be known as Tricked, but instead it was known as episode 666. Instead of the ordinary intro, it, it, it showed Luann wearing a, what looks like a lab coat and lab goggles, holding a bloody knife, and there are bodies everywhere. And when she has gone to the corridor that she was supposed to be at, it had Slenderman instead. And when there she went to the bathroom where Lana was, it, um, it had a corruption of that has predicted the future of what would happen. and and it said Queen Elizabeth's death. Then next she walked out very slowly, twitching a lot, running down the stairs very fastly. And instead of the ordinary intro music, it's a backwards version of the Lavender Town theme song. And when she went onto the couch, it was covered with gore, and there was a being that may be the devil himself. The title card came in, and it said episode 666. It first starts with Lincoln, with, just like every single episode, breaking the fourth wall. But before he even had time to finish, Luann grabbed a knife, and then his shoulder, and then cut deep into his neck. The next one day later, Luna walked into Lincoln's room, and what she seen also scared me as well. It was Lincoln's body, pale and lifeless, with his pupils at the back of his head, like he was possessed. The next Luna ran out of the room, and the next bumped into Luann, holding an axe. The axe was covered with what looks like blood, and what looks like a cut into a dog that looks a little bit more like Charles. The next, Luann raised the axe and decapitated Luna. A few weeks later, let's see, police came and to the crime scene, but there was no fingerprints at all. on on the murder weapons. And and right outside of the window kind of looks a little bit more like a shadowed figure that you can usually see in the game known as Super Mario Galaxy 2, known as a Kodama. But it appears to be Luann for some reason. Then next looks at the camera saying, "I am God." That terrified me a lot. Then the next I heard a thumping noise somewhere in the house. I went to see what it is. And it appears to be what looks a little bit more like Lori's body. But for some reason, if she's a TV show character, then why is her body here and not in the actual show itself? Once I seen it, I freaked out so much. But after that, I went back to see what happened next. And once I did, I've seen a note on the TV that says, "I know who you are, and I know where you live. Even though that I'm not real, I can come for you." Once I have seen that note, I didn't watch TV for a week. After seeing something like that and witnessing Lori's body in my house. And I called Nickelodeon about it, and they didn't know what I was talking about. Even though that they did something similar, like that are also terrifying, like Crybaby Lane or Squidward's Suicide. The next morning, I woke up, and once I woke up, I have seen Luann staring right at me, saying, "God has forsaken us. Are you? We travel through every single dimension, ending millions of